Welcome back everybody to Kitchenorama. Hope you all are staying safe. We are making very special Diwali sweets. But before that, go ahead, like the page on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, or look me up on Pinterest. Now Diwali is around the corner, which means we are all busy making some homemade sweets and treats. This is absolutely gluten-free macaroons, or what we call as Nankhatai. For this recipe, you need 1 cup of almond flour, or you can use almond meal, half cup of chickpea flour or besan. You need 1/4 cup of semolina or suji. You need 1 cup of granulated or powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. You need 1 tablespoon of cardamom powder, 2 to 3 tablespoons of powdered nutmegs. Now I have taken different kinds of nuts that I'm not allergic and ground them into fine powder in my magic bullet. 1 cup of ghee or melted butter, 1/4 cup of milk or as needed. If you have an instant pot, go ahead and turn it on sauté mode. Now this recipe can be made on any thick bottom pan as well, but make sure you're cooking it on medium flame throughout. Now on sauté mode, once your pan is warmed up, go ahead and add your almond flour to your instant pot. Now I'm using a whisk here. I have sifted all my dry ingredients, but at the same time, I want to make sure there are no lumps while I'm mixing them and they're getting warmed up. Then I'm gonna add my chickpea flour, and as you can see, I'm just gonna make sure that it keeps going. You want to make sure that the ingredients are getting warmed up evenly and nothing is burning at the bottom. After some time of cooking this chickpea flour, you will start smelling the aroma. Go ahead and add your semolina in there and give it a good mix. The best part about almond and chickpea flour being cooked together is it is a great healthy combination. Now once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and add about 1 tablespoon of cardamom powder. I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And I have my ground nut mix. Now I have here cashews, pistachios, and some walnuts. And I'm going to give it a good mix. Now you will see that as the nut mix starts getting warmed up, the oil in it will start oozing out and you will start seeing smaller lumps in it. I don't want you to worry too much about that. Go ahead and add your powdered sugar in there. And that's why we're using a whisk, so that we can keep blending it all together, timely breaking any lumps that might be forming. Now you see that it's turning a good, nice golden brown color. This is the time when you're gonna go ahead and turn off your Instant Pot or take your pan off your medium flame. The leftover heat in the pan or the pot is enough to finish the rest of the process. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of ghee, or if you have melted butter, you can use that. Give it a good mix. You wanna make sure that it all combines together. We're not using all-purpose flour, so ghee, a little bit of milk, and our chickpea flour are going to be our binding agents. You can see that this has come together well into a good, nice, crumbly consistency. Now because I'm not going to put this directly into the oven, I'm gonna add roughly about 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. I may need a little bit more, but once I get into a good thick consistency, I don't want it to be too runny. I'm gonna let it set aside for 10 minutes. Again, make sure it's not too runny, but it's nice and thick. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 410 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. And while your oven is getting ready, I have used silicone Madeleine molds here. Yes, I wanted my Nankhatais to have a unique shape. What better shape than Madeleine's? I have some chopped pistachios that I'm gonna line up in my silicone molds here. I don't have to grease them because they're silicone molds, and I have placed them on a regular baking sheet so that it's easy for me to put them in the oven and take them out. Once my molds have lined up with some pistachios, I'm gonna scoop in my batter and spread them in the molds, and I'm gonna just bake them. Once they're all lined up, go ahead and fill your molds in. Scoop a spoonful, give it a good pat so that you get that nice shape. You always want to make sure that your batter is nice and tight into the mold so that you really get those nice beautiful grooves that madeleines have on your Nankhatai. All my molds are now done. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the oven. I'm cooking this for about 10 minutes, and once the edges start getting golden crispy brown, I know my Nankhatais are done. Let them sit out for 5 minutes before you start taking them out of the mold. And voila, look at that. Absolutely crumbly, buttery, delicious Nankhatai is ready to be served during your festive seasons. One thing I realized during the cooking time is during your second and third batch, make sure to drop down the cooking time to 8 minutes instead of 10, as your oven is already hot and ready to go. Enjoy these Nankhatais during this Diwali season or during any festivities with friends and families. Have a very happy and safe Diwali. Take care.